What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Yotna. Thank you so much for tuning in to my video. And today we're going to be talking about Black Ops 3. The Black Ops 3 beta is about to release this Wednesday, August 19th, for PS4 players. As we all know, Sony has picked up that partnership deal with Activision to kind of get all content for Black Ops 3 first. Microsoft has let that deal go as they decide to focus more on first party. But that topic's we can go on and on about that. That's saved for another video. But for this video, I want to talk about all of the beta details and information that you need to know to be prepared for when you play it on whatever your preferred platform is. The beta is coming to PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Xbox One and PC again, August 26th. PS4, August 19th, and I believe the beta is running for about a week on each platform. So let's just jump right into it. So what are the details that you need to know? So Activision just recently released a multiplayer beta gameplay trailer that kind of showcases all the different things that are going to be in the beta. So I want to touch on some of the different topics and expand on them. Starting with the multiplayer maps. There's going to be 3 multiplayer maps. The first one is Hunted. The description of that map is, I'm going to quote it completely. This big game hunting lodge is situated beneath a waterfall in the lush mountains of Ethiopia, where rugged terrain opens up to long sight lines, sniping, and a stealthy underwater pathway. So that's something I'm going to get into later on in this video. Activision also released a combat movement tutorial that kind of showcases the movement fluidity in this new Black Ops, and it's really fast-paced. And one of the new features is actually being able to swim and actually shoot underwater. Like the swimming mechanic is actually going to play a big role in the map design and kind of flanking and things like that. So we'll touch on that later. But that's the first map that's Hunted. The second map is Combine. Here's the quoted description from their kind of press release about the beta. Set in the remote Egyptian Sahara, this vertical farming and sustainability research facility plays fast and frenetic with tight interiors, an open middle, and a dangerous flank path. So this is going to be that tight CQC map. Probably a lot of shotguns and SMGs on this map. And of course, quick scoping on every map. Every Call of Duty has quick scoping that will never be able to be fixed. But yeah, whatever. But that is Combine, and the third map is Evac. An abandoned emergency evacuation zone atop an overgrown rooftop in the middle of Singapore's flooded quarantine zone. So I can already see this map will probably look really good graphically, it being like a flooded quarantine zone. So I'm assuming there might even be some more underwater play here on this map. But there's not too much description to go off there, but the rooftop thing sounds really cool. And I'm sure a lot of verticality movement will play into that map as well. And again, we'll get into the whole combat movement thing later on. But those are the 3 maps. Now, in the multiplayer beta trailer that they released, they did, one thing that was kind of interesting is after they kind of, said that there'd be X amount of maps, there's a little plus sign. So there could be even more than 3 maps, because it specifically said 3 plus multiplayer maps. So we could be seeing more, but as of now, these are the only 3 that they are announcing. I'm sure that they might be bringing some fan favorites back, maybe the last couple of days of the beta, or what have you. They'll bring a fan favorite back that no one was expecting. That'd be really cool, and I think that'd make it really fun for all the fans during the beta. But those are the 3 maps that we know about for right now. So let's go ahead and jump into the game modes that you'll be playing in the Black Ops 3 beta. So there are 7 game modes, and it's the 7 that you probably already are thinking in your mind. We got TDM, of course. We got Domination, Demolition, Kill Confirmed, Hardpoint, CTF, and Search and Destroy. So those are the same game modes that we'll be seeing in the Black Ops 3 beta. Again, in the multiplayer beta trailer, they did the whole 7+ multiplayer modes. So we could definitely see some more modes in here, maybe some unannounced modes, or some variant playlists, like a like when they had all the special game types like the gun game, things like that. Maybe we might see those during the beta. That would be freaking awesome because I really enjoyed those. So I would love if they brought those into the beta surprise with like maybe like a last 2 day surprise or something. That would be fantastic. But those are the game modes that you'll be playing for the beta. I'm really looking forward to definitely playing some TDM and Kill Confirmed. I'm not like a super hardcore player. I don't play too much Search and Destroy, but I can definitely put some work in on like TDM and Kill Confirmed. So moving along, we're gonna jump over to the specialists. So there are well, first of all, if you don't know what specialists how the specialist mechanic works in Black Ops 3. So basically, you have these specialists that you can choose from, and they give you like a special weapon or special ability during your gameplay. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pick an example. But first off, there's gonna be 8 that we know of in this Black Ops 3 multiplayer beta. The first one here is titled Call Sign Ruin, and the way it works is once you choose your specialty, you have the option of bringing into the match their like special weapon or their special ability. You can choose either one of these. I believe you can only choose one. Correct me if I'm wrong. So for example, for Call Sign Ruin, his special weapon is gravity spikes. So I'm sure we've all seen in some of the multiplayer trailers that guy that brings up those yellow spikes and slams down and creates that shockwave. That's Call Sign Ruin. That's the specialist Call Sign Ruin. And he also has the ability titled Overdrive, which initiates a burst of speed that accelerates all movement for a short period of time. So that's the way specialists work. You pick your specialist, and then you have the option of choosing a special weapon or a special ability. Okay? And there's going to be 8 of these in the multiplayer beta, and I believe there's more than that in the official release of the game. Moving along, we have Call Sign Outrider. By the way, these specialists do have like names and bios, but I'm not going to really get into that because it just make the video too long, and I think the most important thing is what do they bring in the actual match as far as you playing the game. If you want to learn more about their names and their bios, I'll definitely put a link in the description to this community press release, and you can view all the real names and bios for these specialists. So moving along here, Call Sign Outrider. Their special weapon is Sparrow, a compound bow with explosive bolts in variable range. I did see some gameplay of this, and that thing wrecks. I believe it's a one-shot, and that weapon looks like it's going to be OP. Honestly, a lot of things in this game look really OP, especially the fucking hip fire. A lot of the gameplays, I'm seeing a lot of hip fire, and it looks extremely accurate, and it has me really scared. But yeah, I don't know, man. And moving along, the Call Sign Outrider's ability here is the Vision Pulse. Pulses the surrounding area to reveal the location of all enemies within range. So it's like a, which Call of Duty was it that had that ability? Like one of the, it was the grenade that marked everybody. I think that's in Advanced Warfare. I forgot the title of that grenade that marks everybody, but that's an ability here. All right, the next specialist that we have is Call Sign Prophet. Special weapon, Tempest. A charged shot weapon that fires an arc of electricity, shocking targets and chaining to all nearby enemies. This sounds insane. I'm not too sure if it's like if this was meant as like to be able to kill someone or more as like an assist to help take people out. I'm not entirely sure on that, but this weapon sounds pretty OP. And the Call Sign Prophet's ability is Glitch. Flash back to a previous position with this system mod that hacks the battlefield simulation grid. That's insane. It's like if you've seen that initial multiplayer reveal trailer, that was when the guy like jumped and then teleported back. I don't know how I feel about that. It sounds gay, but I mean, I guess if you just kind of have to try to be smart about when you're, in a battle with someone and kind of being aware of what abilities they could have. I don't know, but I feel like that could cause a problem with the community as far as how strong that ability is. Next, we have Call Sign Battery. Weapon, War Machine. It's a grenade launcher that fires bouncing grenades which detonate after a short time or by hitting an enemy directly. So this is the Noob Tube Specialist, and their ability is Kinetic Armor. Reactive armor that deflects enemy bullets away from the body. You're still vulnerable to headshots and not bullet damage while active. So I like that they did that you can still get shot in the head, so it's not too OP like you're invincible for a short period of time. So I think that was a great decision there. The next specialist is called Sign Seraph. Weapon Annihilator, a massive high caliber revolver that fires devastating rounds with increased bullet penetration. There is a gameplay out there that shows this person, this particular specialist, getting like 4 kills with one shot with the bullet penetration. It reminds me of the Destiny class where it brings out the golden gun and you can one shot. Not sure how I feel about this particular weapon either. I feel like it's gonna piss a lot of people off. So we'll see what happens when the beta releases and people are using this particular class or specialist. I'm sorry. The Seraph ability is combat focus. Triggers a bonus multiplier. Damn, can't even talk. To score earned. Okay, their wording on this is really fucked up. It's not me. Triggers a bonus multiplier to score earned towards score streaks for a period of time. So it looks like what that does is puts a multiplier to all the points that you earn, so you can get to your score streaks a lot faster. That's a pretty nifty ability. I don't see that causing too much problems unless you have a god in your match. The next call sign here, Nomad. Weapon, Hive. HIV as in Victor E. Deploys pod traps which release a deadly swarm of nano drones when triggered. So you've seen those nano drones swarm around people, and I guess this is like a deployable pod trap. That'll be interesting to see how that works. I wonder if that's like an instant death or if it does like a certain amount of damage over time. The ability for this particular specialist is Rejack. Recover from near death by injecting a nanoparticle serum into the bloodstream. Sounds like the health exo ability. I have no problem with that. Next we have Call Sign Reaper. Weapon, Scythe. That sounds cool. Robotic arm that transforms into a high-powered minigun. That sounds awesome. Ability, Psychosis. Infiltrate enemy DNI systems to simulate 3 decoy clones. Okay. Next we have Call Sign Spectre. Weapon, Ripper. Spectre deploys mono-edged twin blades before gracefully dissecting victims with lethal surgical precision. This sounds fucking awesome, like some sort of ninja. The next ability here, their ability for Spectre is Active Camo. That's self-explanatory. Wonder how good the camo is going to be in this game. That always interests me with each COD that has camo, is how good is the camo. So hopefully it's not going too far in this game. But those are the 8 specialists that are going to be in the multiplayer beta. There's probably more information on more out there currently for the full game, but these are the ones you'll be playing in the beta. So the next piece of information here is the customization of weapons. So if you don't know, that you have the ability to actually fully customize your weapon as far as like the paint and the graphics. So it features a 64-layer paint shop where you can design graphics and all that sort of thing on your gun. So that's pretty sick. So you can make your gun look however you want. I'm a big fan of customization, so I'm happy that that's here. And of course you can attach attachments. I think you can attach like 5 or 6 attachments to your weapon. So those are the main kind of details and modes that you'll be using and playing in the Black Ops 3 beta. So I wanted to sort of switch gears here and talk about the kind of fluid movement system in Black Ops 3. So Activision actually just recently put out a combat movement tutorial video where it actually walks you through all the different pieces of the movement system in Black Ops 3 and what makes it so fluid. So I kind of wanted to run through each one and kind of touch on each point, so you kind of get an idea of how the game will be feeling when you play during the Black Ops 3 beta. So the first point here is unlimited sprint. I'm a big fan of this because Call of Duty is a very fast-paced game, and Black Ops 3 actually, to me, looks like it is the fastest of the recent iterations of Call of Duty. So it has me really excited. Unlimited sprint for everybody. So I think that's going to add even more speed to the game. Next, we have the sort of thrust jump mechanic, right? So the thrust jump mechanic is a meter-based mechanic, and the way that works is you have the option of holding down the button, which as you hold it drains a meter. You kind of get a higher thrust, or you can kind of do a little bit of meter management and kind of pump it, a few times, and you can kind of double jump or jump to the side. So the cool thing with the thrust is it's in all directions, so you can thrust backwards, sideways, forwards, diagonally, in any direction, and you can change directions midair. So that's going to be really useful for kind of punking your opponent, basically, like coming at them, shifting gears to the side, pop, pop, pop. It's all about movement in this game, and when you get into those one-on-one fights, that's what it's going to boil down to: who can move better. And I think the thrust jump is going to be a huge utility in winning these gun battles. Next, we have, of course, the slide. The slide's in this game, and it seems like it's a big piece of the movement system. Of course, sliding, you sprint, you go into a slide. You can also activate a slide from in midair. So if you are thrust jumping, you can actually queue up a slide, and when you land, you'll land in a slide. So that's pretty awesome. And while you're sliding, you do have full capabilities of your gun. So you can shoot and do all those things. Next, we have a big new feature that a lot of people say, they ripped off of Titanfall, all that crap. It's wall running. So this game does feature wall running, and I'm perfectly okay with that. I know a lot of people are having issues with that, but it's whatever to me. It still looks cool. I think it worked in Titanfall. I don't see why it wouldn't work in this game, and I don't believe that it's like a situation where they copied them. That's so stupid. I think that they just saw it as a cool movement system and wanted to have it in the game. It's as simple as that. But wall running works as you'd expect. And the way, as far as the controls of it, is you kind of push towards the wall, and that kind of initiates wall running, and you just keep holding forward, and he'll run along the wall. And while wall running, you can use all of your equipment and ADS and hipfire, all that good stuff. You can also actually change directions while on the wall. That's kind of cool. So you can actually kind of flip directions and go back the other way. Next was kind of a really interesting to me, and that's swimming. So we all know swimming has always been in Call of Duty, and Advanced Warfare actually had a map where you did kind of go into the swimming animation. But in this game, the kind of swimming underwater is actually kind of a part of the strategy of winning on a map. In fact, one of the maps actually mentions, I think it was Hunted, that actually says stealthy underwater passages. And the cool thing is, while you're underwater, you can actually shoot and do things like that. So that adds this whole new variable to the gameplay. No longer do you have to look in front of you and around you on the ground. You have to also look up in the air, and now you have to look underwater. So it's getting pretty crazy as far as it being a twitch shooter, and you have to kind of check all directions. Before it was just kind of like checking like this. You have to, now you're like this. You know what I mean? It's crazy, man. But it does have underwater, and you can shoot underwater. You can thrust jump out of the water like a dolphin. I mean, I don't even know what to say. I don't know how I feel about the whole shooting underwater thing. But I mean, as far as the gameplay, it looks cool to see gun battles happening underwater. But I think that's pretty interesting. That they have swimming and it's actual gameplay mechanic with full weapons active underwater. That's I didn't expect that, but I think it could add a fun dimension to it, or it could piss people off. I don't know. We'll see when the beta comes out. But the whole point of the game having all these different movement features is for it to be fluid. You know, they want to keep you on the go as fast, you know, and moving as fast as possible. You know, so everything can be chained together. Another interesting thing that I didn't bring up is vaulting as well. So of course you can vault, but in this game you can actually vault in all directions. You can like vault backwards and sideways and still have full use of your weapons and things like that. I thought that was another interesting thing. But all of that is supposed to combine into this whole fluid movement system. So you can vault over a high wall, couple thrust jumps, start running on a wall, change directions, go back, go into a slide, dive underwater. It's all supposed to be extremely fast. Extremely fast and fluid, and make it an even more fast-paced game, because that's what COD is all about. That Twitch fast-paced shooter. But I mean, as far as how the game looks, I think it looks great. Of course, whenever a new Call of Duty game comes out, we all have our concerns. I think one of my biggest concerns right now is after seeing a lot of the gameplay is the hipfire. It seems overly accurate. I don't know if that's just because, the game's still being worked out. We'll see when the beta comes out. But that's a huge concern of mine. The hipfire shouldn't be that accurate. But in a lot of these gameplay clips, man, it seems like they hipfire more than the ADS. And to me, that's kind of a scary thing, because people just be running around, not even having the aim. They just pray and spray, and it's not even praying no more. It's just spray and you get a kill, So we'll see about that. I'm sure people are going to complain and get pissed off about that, and I'm sure they'll fix it before the final release. But yeah, those are the kind of big details for the Black Ops 3 beta and the movement abilities in the game. In this video, I just kind of wanted to focus on the multiplayer and the beta specifically. The beta is only multiplayer, so there's no zombies in this beta. But I do plan on making a zombies video later on to kind of talk about all the things that they're bringing into zombies, because the zombie mode is huge, man. And it actually looks like they're doing it correctly. When Black Ops 2 dropped, initially the whole transit thing was really fucking stupid. I didn't really like it, but then they fixed it when they started releasing the DLC. Advanced Warfare is doing zombies great. I really like the Advanced Warfare zombies. It feels like traditional zombies with this added with these different added elements with the exo and the abilities and things like that. They did a great job in Advanced Warfare with zombies, and I'm really excited to see what Black Ops 3 is going to do, but I plan to make a video about that later on. But again, thank you for tuning into this video and hanging out with me and talking about the Black Ops 3 beta and all that we're going to be doing and experiencing. I try to touch on everything. If I missed anything, feel free to bring it up in the comments, and I'd love to discuss in the comments with you. If you want to, play the beta with me, I'll be playing the beta on Xbox One, so I won't be playing it this week. I do have a PS4, but I prefer to play first-person shooters on the Xbox One because I just prefer the controller. But if you would like to play with me, feel free to, add me on Xbox Live. I'd be happy to, play the beta with some of you guys. I will be streaming Black Ops 3 beta, so when it does come to Xbox One, I'll do some streams. I'll upload all the gameplay to YouTube, so please subscribe to my channel. It'll be a lot of information about how the game feels, the gameplay, the weapons, everything. So please subscribe to my channel and look out for those videos. And also join me if you play on Xbox Live and have a good time playing Black Ops 3 as we anticipate yet another Call of Duty release this year, and I think that this will be a good one. I think Advanced Warfare was a really good one, and I think this one may even top that. It's Treyarch. They usually do a good job, and so I don't doubt that it'll be another great year for Call of Duty. If you enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up. Also subscribe to my channel. I'll also drop links to some of the gameplay clips that you saw in this video in the description, as well as my Twitch in the description, so you can follow me on Twitch and be notified when I am live and streaming the Black Ops 3 beta. But until then, see you guys in the next video. Again, thanks for tuning in, and yeah, bye. Peace.